the young, and the restless spoilers. In the bustling town of Genoa City, emotions ran high as Adam Newman made a decision that sent shockwaves through his family. In a moment of passion and desire to secure his future, Adam proposed to Sally Spectra in the most romantic and public way possible. The scene was set with twinkling lights, a heartfelt speech, and a ring that sparkled as brightly as their love. To the outside world, it was a perfect moment, but for Chelsea Lawson, it was a bitter pill to swallow. Chelsea was livid. She couldn't fathom why Adam would choose this moment to propose to Sally, especially when their son, Connor, needed them the most. Connor, still recovering from recent emotional turmoil, was in desperate need of a stable and supportive family environment. Instead, Adam's actions seemed to drive a wedge further into the fragile fabric of their family. "What were you thinking, Adam?" Chelsea's voice trembled with anger as she confronted him. "Connor needs us. He needs his family. And you go and propose to Sally? It's idiotic and selfish." Adam, though taken aback by Chelsea's fury, tried to explain his perspective. "Chelsea, I have a life of my own. I can't wait around forever. If I didn't act now, I could lose Sally. I believe Connor is strong enough to handle this. He's getting better." But Adam's confidence in Connor's recovery was misguided. The young boy's apparent resilience masked a deeper need for attention and affection from both his parents. Connor's behavior had been a cry for help, a way to keep his parents' focus on him. Adam's proposal to Sally, in his eyes, was a betrayal, a sign that his father was moving on without considering his feelings. Connor's outburst. The situation escalated when Sally visited Connor in the hospital. Her intentions were pure, she wanted to show Connor that she could be a loving and caring stepmother. However, Connor's reaction was anything but welcoming. As soon as Sally entered the room, Connor's face twisted with anger. "Get out," he screamed, his voice echoing through the sterile hospital room. "I don't want you here. You're not my mom, and you never will be." Sally was taken aback, her heart breaking at the rejection. She had hoped to build a relationship with Connor, to show him that she could care for him as if he were her own son. But Connor's pain and confusion were too great. His outburst was a reflection of his deep-seated fear that his family was falling apart. Chelsea, watching from the doorway, felt a mix of vindication and sorrow. She loved her son deeply and was determined to be there for him, but she also knew that this conflict was tearing their family apart. The days that followed were marked by tension and uncertainty. Adam found himself torn between his love for Sally and his responsibility to his son. He wanted to believe that he could have both, that he could marry Sally and still be a good father to Connor. But the reality was proving to be far more complex. Chelsea, meanwhile, doubled down on her commitment to Connor. She spent every available moment with him, reassuring him that he was loved and that she would never leave him. Her anger towards Adam simmered just below the surface, fueling her determination to protect their son from further emotional harm. Sally, too, struggled with her place in this fractured family. She loved Adam and wanted to be a part of his life, but she also recognized that Connor's needs were paramount. She tried to reach out to Connor, to show him that she was not a threat, but her efforts were met with resistance and hostility. One evening, the tension came to a head. Adam returned home to find Chelsea and Connor in the midst of a heated argument. Connor was shouting, his face red with frustration, while Chelsea tried to calm him down. "I don't want her here, Mom. Why can't it just be us again?" Connor's voice was filled with desperation. Adam stepped in, his own frustration boiling over. "Connor, you need to understand that Sally is a part of my life now. This isn't about choosing one over the other. We can all be happy together if you just give it a chance." But Connor was unconvinced. "You don't care about us anymore. You only care about Sally." Adam's heart ached at his son's words. He knew that Connor's feelings were valid, but he also believed that they could find a way to make this work. He looked to Chelsea for support, but she remained silent, her eyes filled with a mixture of anger and sadness. In that moment, Adam realized the depth of the rift that had formed in their family. He had hoped that love and patience would be enough to bridge the gap, but it was clear that more drastic measures were needed. Adam knew he had to make a choice. He couldn't continue to straddle the line between his love for Sally and his duty to Connor. He needed to take decisive action to heal his family, even if it meant making difficult sacrifices.